On this episode of System Integrators Weekly, we're going to look at several different systems at iBUYPOWER and then find competitors to see if they can compete. Some might be just as good, some might be better. Let's find out. All that and more on this episode of System Integrators Weekly. Let's go, nerds! This episode of System Integrators Weekly is sponsored by CDKDeals. CDKDeals is an online marketplace that specializes in discounted, genuine Microsoft licenses and game keys for several different platforms. My viewers can get an additional 25% off with the discount code BRAY25. Let's get a Windows key. We'll opt for Windows 10 Pro for the enhanced security features. CDKDeals offers an OEM license for a fraction of the price of a retail key. The difference with an OEM key is that you can only use it on one system, but that should be all you need. You will need to make sure you either have Windows 10 Pro already installed or you perform a fresh installation, since OEM keys cannot be used to upgrade from Windows 10 Home if that's what you have installed currently. Here I entered BRAY25 to get 25% off. You can also click where it says Use Activity Discount for a small additional discount. Now our key for Windows 10 Pro is only $15.43. Pay with your method of choice, and once the payment goes through, click View Keys/Codes. Click Get the Key and copy it. Then just go to your Windows search, type in ACT, there it is. Click Activation Settings. My Windows install was already activated, so I'll be replacing that key, but yours should just say Activate Windows. Paste in the key, click Next, and activate, and you're done. Thank you, CDKDeals, for continuing to support the channel. Hello everyone, my name is Bray Thorne. Welcome to System Integrators Weekly, where we are readily available, unlike GPUs or consoles. But even if System Integrators Weekly was kind of rare, we wouldn't put it behind some kind of $200 paywall. You hear that? Best Buy? $200 for the chance at getting a PS5 is a bit of a hard ask, but that's what they're doing now. However, Sony shot back on that one by saying, hey, you could just buy it through us, because I guess they don't like that either. So, your move, Best Buy. Do you want to get put on the same blacklist as Newegg around here? Do you? You don't. But we're not concerned about consoles around here. They're cool and all, but that's not what we're here to do. We're here to look at what I think is a much better category for gaming, and that's PC gaming. However, it's a little hard to get into these days, with GPUs still hard to find and only getting harder to find. Yes, it's getting worse before it gets better. That's how that usually goes, and there's no exception here. Hey, no. Yes, future me, there is an exception. Remember, like, the whole premise of this show? Oh yeah, that's right. No. Yeah, you got it. No problem. Everybody makes mistakes. Cool. My bad. The exception is system integrators, of course, because just like retailers, they get an allotment of all the GPUs that are produced. However, instead of doing what retailers do and raising the prices drastically and selling them or letting bots buy them all and scalp them on you, what they do is they put them in a full system. And most scalpers don't want to buy an entire computer just to scalp the GPU. So, keep that in mind. That's the whole reason we do this. It's been working for a long time now, and there's been a lot of people who have finally found the system that they wanted. We try to be somewhat picky around here. So, let's be picky, let's see what's out there, and the way we're going to go about it this time is, well, we talk about iBUYPOWER a lot around here, if you didn't notice. There's a reason for that. They're one of the biggest names in pre-built computers that aren't OEM systems, which try to avoid most OEM systems. Lenovo gets somewhat of a pass on some of their stuff, but by and large, a lot of them are short on airflow. They use proprietary components that are difficult to replace or upgrade, and that don't fit into standard ATX cases. So they're kind of a big no-no. The other thing is, we also look at purchasing directly from the system integrator, not from Amazon, Newegg, or Best Buy. God, they're just really digging themselves deeper, aren't they? Just places like that. And while you might find better prices there, you're not going to get the same experience as you would buying from a system integrator directly. So keep that in mind. The way that we're doing this is we're looking at several different price points with a same-day ready system from iBUYPOWER, and then looking at alternatives with either the same exact specs or similar specs at a similar price. Let's talk about a few things that are really important. First off, the big giveaway, the Govee immersion kit giveaway. If you didn't see that video, here's a quick little clip of it, and there you go. Pretty awesome, right? I think so. And this kit is right now on sale for about 120 bucks. That's a sale price. And this you could get for free instead, shipped from me to you. You can find a link on my Twitter, which is @Brayathorn, or you can just go down to the description below and just enter there. It is, there's so many free ways to enter, it's ridiculous. And yeah, there's other prizes as well, like a shirt kind of like this, or you can actually choose whatever merch shirt that you want. Yeah, it's really great. And I am extending the ending of that giveaway. The winners will be announced on the 30th. That's right, the 30th of October. It's really easy to enter, and it is a really awesome prize that I think you're absolutely gonna love. If it goes into, instead of going around a TV, it goes into your computer setup, it'll fit there too. It'll look awesome. And then it'll react to stuff that's on your screen, although it may be a little tough to make it fit on a smaller screen. It's for 55 to 65 inch TVs. But you could have it go around the back of your desk. You know what, whatever, it's up to you. Sky's the limit. The next thing is, this thing is gonna be going away around the same time, the 30th. This is the Halloween sticker that Ari made. It's limited edition, limited time only, and it's super freaking awesome. That is gonna be at rgbstore.tech. That's B-E-E, rgbstore.tech. Go check it out. Next is going to be, well, why the 30th? What's so great about the 30th? Well, the 30th is when the big Halloween spooky stream, the second annual Halloween spooky stream is happening. We're gonna have like 4 or 5 different streamers joining me, and we're gonna play spooky games after the costume contest and the pumpkin carving contest live on Twitch. It's really exciting. I make custom trophies for the prizes, and I send them out to the winner eventually. Blossom, sorry, that took a little while, but it will not this time. Anyway, so yes, that is gonna be at 8 p.m. Central, October 30th. That's a Saturday, over at twitch.tv/Brayathorn. That's where the party is starting. I do have a way though for you to be able to watch all of the streamers at once. It's really cool. And you know, I'll let you know once you arrive on stream how to do that. There'll be a link you can go to. Now that announcements are done, disclaimers, and I get comments asking about these very things, like, hey, you told me that the one system you showed right there is now gone. What gives, dude? Well, what gives is that this is filmed on October 17th, 2021. Yes, we produced an entire 30-minute YouTube video in less than 24 hours. Less than 15 hours or so. It's really quick. So, thank you, Cuddles, by the way. You're awesome for doing all that work, all that bulk editing. It's crazy how fast you do it. Thank you. Leave that in. That's part of it. I'm not just talking to you. Everybody, Mr. Cuddles is the editor, and he's awesome. Props to him. Show him some love in the comments, would you? Thank you. Anyway, that means that whatever I show you here, price-wise and availability-wise, can change like that in the blink of an eye. So you blinked just now. That stuff might be gone. So don't necessarily sit on your hands on this one, but also don't make any hasty decisions. Once you realize what you want, I am going to be showing you several different options at each of these price points, not just one option at each price point. So you'll find something you like. All right, the other thing is that a lot of this is, I base most things off of what I see and observe, but some of it is going to be colored by my opinion, and that's fine because I can do that. If your opinion disagrees with my opinion, then let's talk about it. You know, comment in the description below politely, because if you're impolite, that's not a cool thing to do. It's not a good look. You know, be polite. Good discussion is the way that we all can learn. You can also go to the Discord, go to tech discussions there, and discuss tech. There's a whole channel for it. You can find the link to the Discord in the description below, and very cool stuff's gonna happen once we hit 1,000 people, which we're fast approaching. So make sure you're a part of it. Now, let's get into this. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna look at a price point of around $1,000, okay? Around $1,000 on iBUYPOWER now can actually do pretty well. You have 2 options. One of the options is gonna be an Intel Core i3-10105F. That's a 4-core, 8-thread processor on a B560 chipset with a GTX 1650 Super, okay? That GPU is a good budget GPU. It actually has GDDR6 rather than the 1650's GDDR5. And the RAM is not bad though, 16 gigs, DDR4, 2666, but it is dual channel, which is nice. The 500 gig M.2 drive is a bit shy on storage, so plan on adding storage. Storage sales should be really nice during Black Friday. Now, the other system at the same price point is the AMD Ryzen 3 3100 CPU with the B550A Pro motherboard, a GTX 1650 Super, wait, that's the same GPU. Why did I emphasize it as being different? And 16 gigs of DDR4 3200. I feel like this one's actually gonna be a better performer, but it comes with Windows 11 preloaded. And I feel like iBUYPOWER isn't really reading the room here with the whole Windows 11 drops performance on Ryzen processors. It's a pretty tough call there. However, Microsoft did say that they have fixed the issue, which will roll out with the next update. I'm personally going to stay on Windows 10 probably until they force me to upgrade. So both of these are a good option. We're talking about around $1,000, so we can go a little above that, right? These systems here, the issue with them is, of course, you have pretty terrible airflow. Now, these are low TDP parts though, so that's actually not too much of a problem. They don't generate that much heat, they're not high-powered components. But still, for future upgrades and whatnot, if you don't feel like changing out your case, this side airflow right here, this one bit of side airflow here is a bit problematic. It's not as free breathing as you might like. Plus, the cooler that they put on this 10105F is lacking. Well, we're gonna go over to Artesian builds, and I'm gonna show you a build over here. I've mentioned this before. This build, you might think to yourself, man, Artesian builds is so much more expensive than everyone else because they're a boutique builder. They are a boutique builder. That is true. However, the prices are fine. It just depends on what you're looking for. What are the other benefits of going with an Artesian build? Well, Artesian builds will build every system on stream, unless you request otherwise. Now that means that you're getting a custom build. That means it takes a little bit longer, okay? But keep in mind, you're gonna be using this system for years. So a couple extra weeks, not a big deal. But what we're looking at here is a 10100F Intel i3 with a B560 micro ATX motherboard and a Vetru V5 ARGB. Now the Vetru V5, you heard of it. Jay's 2 cents, love the thing. It's a way better cooler than the one you'll find, like the AMD stock cooler or the Intel cooler. 3200 megahertz, 16 gigs, dual channel RAM, and a GTX 1650. Now, that's not a super, but I'm gonna show you something here real quick. 550 watt gold rated fully modular power supply. And then we're looking at the 500 gig NVMe SSD. That's the same kind of storage that you got with the other systems. So the same storage upgrade that you're looking to possibly do on Black Friday can be done here and very easily. Case is a Deepcool Matrix 50. Now the Deepcool Matrix 50 is a budget case. That's why it's in a budget system. However, it has double the airflow intake venting than the other case does. And I've seen, you can watch reviews on these. Plus, I have several community members, many community members who have gotten this case, and temps are great. Now, another thing is there's a possibility during your build stream that you can get a free upgrade just by people gifting subs, or by yourself doing it too if you want. And sometimes they'll actually come out cheaper than if you bought them during your build. But what I wanted to show you is this. A GTX 1650 is what it's currently in there. But if you can push to have $158 more on there, you can get a 1660 Ti, which is a very solid upgrade. 1257, and that puts it in range of this system right here. This one has the Ryzen 5 3600 and an RTX 2060. You can take your pick. If you want something really fast, if you don't mind the few corners that are cut here, like cutting out airflow and also giving you a generic power supply, little things like that, and you need something really fast, this is hard to beat, especially considering it would be another $50 off, so about $1,200. I can pretty much highly recommend this system right here if your budget is around $1,200 to $1,300. But there's not much out there that's going to compete with this. So all we could really show you was the Artesian system. So what we're going to do now is let's move on to a higher budget. So that higher budget is going to be at around $1,500 to $1,700. Okay. So yes, I'm finally going to be getting the loaner for a review sample on this in less than a week. That means it's going to take about a week or a week and a half or so to get any content out about it, but that's the price of getting that high quality content we're really trying to get with videos that aren't these. But yes, this one I've recommended a million times before. It's a 5600X and 3060 Ti system. Now the 3060 Ti versus the 3060 is actually a huge performance difference. Not so much going from the 3060 Ti to the 3070, but from 3060 to 3060 Ti, there's quite a big jump in performance to where this, right here, can game at 1440p very comfortably. But of course, with this, you're going with a 1TB M.2 drive, so you have a nice 1TB drive there, and of course you can add more. 16 gigs DDR4 3200, you can upgrade that to 3600 very cheaply. A kit like this, crucial kit right here, on Amazon, 16 gigs DDR4 3600 CL16 is about $80, give or take $5. That's a solid upgrade, and you can get two of these, have 32 gigs if you want. 16 gigs though for most gaming, currently, totally fine. This is also on a 120mm AIO, and you can get an all-in-one liquid cooler for about $60-70. There's a Cooler Master one that's quite tried and true, and not a bad move. So that's a good one to do. 240mm what you want. This is 120mm. And then you're looking at the B550A Pro, pretty well tested motherboard, and 650 watt power supply, which NVIDIA says is perfect for the 3060 Ti and 80+ gold certified. But what are the other options? Let's find out. Yes, I am currently showing you an NZXT pre-configured pre-built. This one is a bit more, it's $150 more. And you're also still lacking in airflow because, you know, NZXT. And they are just teasing us with the H510 Flow because they announced it forever ago, gave review samples out forever for everyone, and then haven't released it yet. Anyway, the specs in this are startlingly similar. Ryzen 5 5600X and a 3060 Ti. Now the RAM is at 3000 megahertz. Boo, that's quite slow, but it's also not the same or the right speed of RAM in the other system either. So in either one, $80, there you go. 1TB NVMe M.2 SSD. There you go. Now the power supply in here is not a 650 watt 80+ gold, it is bronze. That is not gold. I just recommend gold in general. I'm a little bit picky about power supplies. I have learned. And of course, you're also on a 120mm all-in-one liquid cooler with the Kraken M22. But aside from that, B550 ATX motherboard, doesn't tell you what kind, neat, cool, and all that. But really, aside from that, this is another good option. And this one it's supposed to ship in 2 business days. And if you like the NZXT aesthetic, and you don't really care about airflow, which means you haven't been watching my show for very long, then this is a fine choice. And the problem is there are small issues with this system that can be fixed really easily. So check this out. I actually have it in the cart because I wanted to make sure that this was all working here. But yes, this is the build that I put together to basically fix what you're looking at there. Unfortunately, based on the... Come on, guys. You can do it. I believe in you.
Nope.
Let's just look at the parts right here because the website is, well, it's nzxt.com. We know how nzxt.com works in that it doesn't usually. So we switched the case to an H710. Now the H710 is not the highest airflow case on the market, but it's quite good. 5600X and 3060 Ti. You actually get to know one big bonus for NZXT. Bonus points for you guys because you've always had it to where you show exactly what kind of GPU the customer is going to get. ASRock X570 Phantom Gaming 4, G.Skill Trident Z Royal RGB 3600 megahertz. Was that so hard? Yes, you want 3600 megahertz to get 1-to-1 synchronization with the F-clock. Western Digital SN550 1TB NZXT Kraken X73 is way overkill. That's a 360mm all-in-one liquid cooler, and it's way overkill for a 5600X. But you know what? Having the extra thermal headroom, never a bad thing, especially since every AMD processor is unlocked for overclocking, and you could always upgrade to a 5800X, 5900X without even have to worry about your cooling solution. Also, they just didn't have any 240mm coolers available. 650 watt gold power supply, there you go, 80+ gold. Windows 10 Home, Windows 10 Home, thank you. With the H710 and the X570 and the Trident Z Royal RGB 3600 megahertz RAM and the Kraken X73 which is the 360mm AIO instead of the 120mm one, and the 80+ gold power supply. All of those upgrades are a lot more than $250. a lot more. So over time, you would save money. There you go. However, this is another part where we're sort of overlapping another upgrade. If you're looking to get into some content creation, this is a good start right here. It's also a great system for streaming, just like the other one was, but this is gonna be a little bit more capable of doing all the multitasking that comes along with streaming. So this one is for all of y'all who are at $2,000, just like that system I showed you from NZXT. However, there's an upgrade on both the CPU and GPU. Ryzen 7 5800X, 8 cores, 16 threads instead of 6 cores, 12 threads. B550A Pro, same motherboard. GeForce RTX 3070, 16 gigs, DDR4 3200. They're really in love with that amount of RAM and that frequency. And here you get an upgrade to a 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler, which thank goodness, because that 5800X would be boiling under a 120mm. 1TB M.2 NVMe. Yeah, and 650 watt power supply is also exactly what NVIDIA recommends for the 3070. So now when you go to 3070 Ti is when they say 750 before you go correct me in the comments. And yeah, this is a fantastic system for less than the price of this NZXT system. If you're just gaming, if gaming is your goal, your real goal is to game, or even if you want to do some streaming, you don't necessarily need the 5800X. It helps, but you can stream without it. 6 cores, 12 threads, it's capable of doing that. So what I'm going to show you is this option. That's right, we're bringing Corsair back into it. The Corsair Vengeance A7200 is typically going to cost you some more than other systems with similar specifications. And in this case, actually, we're losing 2 processing cores. However, we're gaining a very well-reviewed high airflow case. We're getting more RGB fans, and that's Corsair RGB. It is, if you've seen them in person, you'll know. They are higher quality, and they also are really good at moving air. You get a 240mm AIO for that 5600X, and the 3070 with the 5600X. Now, this is gonna be a step up from the 3060 Ti on the GPU, and it's still 3200 megahertz, 16 gigs. One huge benefit here is that when you do a custom build or you start adding parts in or what have you, you're gonna start getting RGB elements from different manufacturers. Now, the downside to that is that you're going to need multiple RGB software suites for that. It's pretty annoying. If you're gonna get something like this and then add on a Corsair keyboard and a Corsair mouse, just Corsair peripherals, everything runs through iCUE. As a matter of fact, this system, you'll be able to use iCUE to tune the fan curves. It's pretty sweet that it's all in one. It's just that if you have multiple different programs, iCUE is a pain in the butt. So I do suggest you consider this system. It's sort of a blend between some of the other systems, and it's a little bit more, but you have that high airflow case. You have a lot of the things you would be upgrading later on, just not the RAM. That's about it. There is another system in this price range though. So we're looking at a Ryzen 7 5800X and an RTX 3070 Ti. Okay, that means it goes from GDDR6 to GDDR6X on the VRAM. Even this, with these hotter running components, even this did not qualify for a higher airflow case. How? Anyway, let's look at options that are similar to this, because at that point, it starts to make this system look a little less appealing, right? $100 more and you get a 5800X and 3070 Ti? Yeah, okay. Just pop off the front panel, you're good to go, right? Well, we're gonna talk about 2 things that will make it a little harder to swallow. And that is the Skytech Blaze 3.0 bundle, which is still running. $22.99. And you don't just get now, yes, I know, it is the Intel platform, and the 11700K, although this is the version that can be overclocked, and it turbos up to 5 gigahertz right out of the box, and they paired it with a Z590 instead of like a B series board, so it's actually much more capable of that overclocking. And well, there's 3600 megahertz RAM, and it's like, and it's a 3070 Ti with that 1TB M.2 NVMe SSD and a 240mm AIO, which is not quite enough for the 11700K. The thing about the 11700K is that it does somewhat what the 5800X does. It's not as fast, but you can overclock it. But yes, still, you'll be able to game, stream, do all that stuff, because it's still 8 cores, 16 threads, and it turbos up really nice. It's just probably going to want a 360mm AIO, and you're definitely going to want to swap out that power supply. 650 watts, about 100 shy of what NVIDIA recommended. But warranty, 1 year parts, labor, and shipping. So it's 1 year all around. That could be better. It's a little bit shy of what most of the other SIs are doing in the industry, but hey, there is one. And then the elephant in the room, the ultra-wide gaming monitor, which they have. Again, guys, list the specifications for what you're giving away in the bundle, please. It's really weird that you didn't do that, and it makes me ask questions. But even if these parts are going to be like lower end of the spectrum, which makes sense because this is a $2,500 computer already, before all the other stuff. Like the vertical resolution of that monitor is 1080p. So like take a 1080p gaming monitor and stretch it a bit. That's that monitor right there. But still, free ultra-wide gaming monitor. I'd like one of those. Me. In fact, guys, how about this, Skytech? Right here. If you're extremely confident that this system only needs a 650 watt power supply, send me one. I will test it myself, and if everything works great, I will come on here and apologize for calling you out. 100%. No pride involved here, just concern for consumers. Also, the board doesn't come with a USB-C port, which is, at this point, kind of weird. This right here is absolutely 100% hard to beat. Okay, now I wanted to include AVADirect here, but I tried to go through the Instabuilder, the Easy Build. I mean, look at this. Watch what happens when we do this. AVADirect, I gotta call you guys out on this. I do want to bring your attention to this. If we just go like total, I wanted to get just a total like maxed out on one of these sites kind of build. So we do this, pick a game, yada yada. This is their Instabuild. A medium case, we go with an AMD processor and an NVIDIA GPU. There we go. Based on the following selections, Instabuilder was unable to find a configuration to match your exact needs. See, this was not the budget that I chose. Look, hello, I'm putting it all the way up here. Look here, all the way to 5,000. It's not, okay. Your Instabuilder needs work, guys. If you're going to have a huge banner right there saying, hey, go this way, and then you have them running right into a brick wall, that's not good. Next, what we're going to do then, instead, we'll do that at Build Redux. At Build Redux, you can max everything out for $2,800. You get a 5800X, that's the highest they go, 8-core, 16 threads. Anyway, they pair it here with a 3080 Ti. That's actually fairly close to MSRP for the 3080 Ti. That's not a reflection of them actually giving you a good price. It's just a reflection of the fact that the 3080 Ti MSRP was originally a joke. Of course, the memory is 16 gigs DDR4 dual channel. You can go up to 32 gigabytes, but it's DDR4 3200. Just get this. Instead of upgrading it here to the 32 gigs, get the right frequency for a Ryzen 5000 series processor for the Zen 3 architecture, which is 3600 megahertz is the sweet spot. It's not my opinion. It is well documented on the internet. And they've added more storage options. Thank you. That's super cool. All the way from just a bare 500 gigabyte NVMe M.2 all the way up to a 2 terabyte NVMe M.2 drive and a 2 terabyte hard drive. That's the operating system. Hey, remember the ad that ran in this video and many other System Integrators Weekly videos, because they've been supporting the channel for about 3 months now. Thank you, CDKDeals. Thank you very much. Very, very cool of you to do that, and it's been very helpful. Yeah, $15 instead of $109. So yeah, we basically maxed out almost everything, about $28.30 before taxes and shipping. I wanted to have something that could really compete with this, because price to performance, I think this is probably the best thing in the video tonight. I wanted to find something that can compete, and I wanted to look for a new system integrator, but didn't work out. Didn't work out very well at all. I wanted to look at PowerGPU because I am on the Twitter, and so are they. What's up, PowerGPU? I'm not gonna rag on you guys. Don't worry. Because clearly you're doing kind of what I'm doing, except you're selling computers. So you know how we've been looking at stuff where it's like, hey, you can get these parts and pick what you want. What would you like? They're like, nah. Just answer this, and then they figure it out for you. This is a good business model, actually. It really is. for several reasons, some very practical reasons, but these guys have some really good looking builds. The build fee is right there. It's $150. That's roughly double what Build Redux charges, but these guys are not part of Digital Storm like Build Redux is. There's a lot of elements to it. Haven't done a P&L sheet for a long time, but I can tell you that overhead can be a bit of a pain, and if for smaller companies especially. My goal here is not for you guys to say, I want to buy what he told me to. I'm not just saying, look at that good deal, go buy that. I'm saying why things are a good deal. Why you should consider something over the other. I'm not here to tell you what to buy. I want to share information with you so you can make an educated decision. There are pros and cons to this approach right here from PowerGPU. The pros are, you leave that all in their hands. You give them the info, and they give you a free estimate. Have I mentioned that I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Central? Twitch.tv/Breathorn, it's right there in the thing. And this is pretty much what I asked for you to do, other than don't give me your address or phone number or first name, last name. Don't give me that stuff. I don't want that stuff. But I ask you, what are you going to use it for? How soon are you looking to get it? What the budget is? A lot of these same questions. So they're getting you to sort of think critically about what you need your computer for, how much can you really afford, and what you're going to be doing with it, because that affects the kind of hardware you really need to have in there. I actually have a liking for this kind of setup because it really helps you boil down budget versus need, and then your wants are like somewhere over there, because people tell you what you should want, not always why you should want it. That's why I tell you, here's why this is good, here's why this is less good, but maybe it's fine, or this is more good, but maybe not more better for you, right? But I do like some of what PowerGPU does. I like how transparent they are with people. And I'm gonna start featuring smaller companies like that. As a matter of fact, guys, you got something to look forward to. Coming up soon, I'm going to start doing system integrator profiles. Now, this is an open invitation to every system integrator out there. Make contact with me. Let me know, how do you portray yourself? How do you see yourself as a company? Because what we look at here is websites, and websites are not what you are, right? So if you're a system integrator, if you work for one, even if you're just an employee at one, go ahead and shoot me an email at breathorn.biz, B-I-Z, @gmail.com. Because I want to hear from you, and I want to portray the more human side of the system integrator, the people behind the websites, behind the computers. Now, there's also just going to be videos that are profiles on each system integrator as for what their websites show and what they offer, what the benefits, pros, and cons are. That's going to be coming up as well. But I genuinely want to hear from system integrators, beyond any number-star reviews or whatever. I want to hear from you. What are your goals as a company? What's your mission statement? What's been difficult in what has to be the most difficult time, the most difficult ever landscape to be a system integrator? How have you been dealing with it? How has it been working out for you? And honestly, I can tell you, my audience wants to know, even if they don't know yet. I'm not trying to talk like you guys aren't here. When I was a kid, I hated that. When I'm an adult, I hate that. I'm just saying, that was the message to system integrators out there, an open invitation to make contact with me. So, if you are someone at a system integrator who is maybe a public relations manager or customer service representative or salesperson or someone building the computers, especially, that'd be awesome, reach out. All right, so let's talk about the comment of the week. Comment is from Jordan Barrick. It'd be nice if you start building gaming PCs on your channel. Jordan, first off, thank you for commenting. I appreciate that. Thank you for the suggestion of things to do. I wish I could do that. Unfortunately, the footage I took of building this thing sucked, and we've got something in mind, but right now it's just really hard to get a hold of a GPU, which is really the whole reason for this show. So I appreciate you being a viewer, and I appreciate the suggestion, and I always appreciate content suggestions. I try not to ask for them too much, but you guys got ideas. Let me know, especially if you're a patron. If you're in the Patreon, let me know on there. DM me there if you have ideas. You have more direct access to me as a patron. That's just something that I am able to offer. And yes, content is coming for over there, specific content, bonus stuff, just bonus stuff for patrons. No main content's ever going to be behind a paywall. You hear that, Best Buy? Yeah, I brought that up again. It's annoying. Thank you so much for commenting. You got the comment of the week. I had a little thumbs up right there and reply and all that. But thank you. Thank you for commenting. We're going to try to do stuff like that. We are. It's just money, money, money. Well, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you, Jordan, for the comment. Appreciate you. Congrats on being comment of the week. But that's going to do it for the video. So be sure to catch stream tonight. We're going to be helping people one-on-one with PC builds. Your PC build. I'll help you build your PC. Jump in, ! Join the queue, and you know, hang out. It's a good time. Might pick up some stuff because I talk about computers the whole time, and it's a good time. So I cannot wait to see y'all there. 8 p.m. Central, twitch.tv/Brayathorn, and go enter the giveaway. It's free. Link in the description below. Go do it. And the giveaway winners will be announced Saturday, October 30th on stream. Big spooky Halloween stream. Okay, that's it, guys. I will see y'all in the next video and on the streams. Until then, take care.